Are you thinking about moving to Hopkinton, Massachusetts? Are you trying to understand what Hopkinton's all about and how it compares to the nearby communities? I'm based in Metro West area of Boston and specifically in Wellesley, which I can tell you is 13.2 miles from Hopkinton, and I can tell you why I know that exact mileage in a little bit. But in this video, I'm going to share everything you need to know about Hopkinton, including schools, things to do, real estate, and so much more. I'm Jane. Welcome to my channel, Living in the Boston Burbs with Jane. Each week, I put out a new video talking about different communities and what it's like to live in the greater Boston Metro West area. So if you're thinking about moving, please give me a call. I would love to help. So let's talk about Hopkinton. Hopkinton is a really nice community with excellent schools that has about 16,700 people. The most famous thing about Hopkinton is that, as I said, 13.2 miles west of here because it is the beginning of the Boston Marathon. So if you live in Massachusetts, you're going to hear about the marathon. So the marathon goes right by our house. Everybody from Hopkinton pretty much to Boston lines up along the route to cheer the runners on. There's actually even a brewery right by the start called the Starting Line Brewery, which is an easy place to know where it is in case you're visiting at some other time of the year. Another hot new thing I heard about Hopkinton just last week, that there is a terrific new donut place that's highly rated called the Donut Stand. There's a really great community vibe there. There's a farmer's market, there's outdoor concerts in the summer, and lots of outdoor activities. There's a state park, there's a place to go fishing, kayaking, and a lot of green space, walking and hiking trails. And Hopkinton is also very close to Ashland, which has another state park, which is a great place to walk. Just to give you an idea of where Hopkinton is, it's pretty much west, a little bit south of Boston, very close to 495. So it is one of those communities that has gotten more and more popular in the last few years from buyers who are getting priced out of towns that are closer to Boston. So for example, these people that closed in this house, they had started a little bit closer to Boston, but one of their goals was to be near a commuter rail station. So they saw that they could get a lot more square footage in Hopkinton, and it's still close to the Ashland train station. So it turned out to be a good option for them. So if you were driving to Boston with no traffic, you could plan on it taking about 40 minutes. But if you were driving during rush hour, it could be a whole lot slower in your car. But of course, being so close to 495, which is a belt that runs all the way around greater Boston, there's a lot of tech companies, software companies based out there. So it's really a place that you're probably either going to take the commuter rail if you're going into Boston, or if you're commuting by car if your office is west of the city. Other surrounding towns include Westboro, as I said, Ashland, Southboro, and not that far from Worcester. So let's talk about schools. Hopkinton has outstanding public schools. They get an A+ rating from niche.com, and now Hopkinton High School is rated #1 of all the high schools according to Boston Magazine. It's an excellent schools, and the communities really feel invested in the public schools. So now we're going to talk about my favorite subject, real estate. In February of 2024, the median list price in Hopkinton was just under $950. The median sold price was $1 million. First, I'm going to show you the house that just closed Friday, but I also have a listing with buyers that's pending. That's also a really cool house. And then I just give you a sense of what your dollar gets you in Hopkinton. The first house we're going to talk about is 3 Stone Crossing, which was absolutely beautiful. So it's a development with a cul-de-sac that was built in the 90s, and it has 4 beds, it has 2.5 baths, it has a beautiful pool, a nice big piece of property. So in Hopkinton, you're getting a very large yard. The first house I'm going to show you is the one that just closed on Friday, which was an absolutely gorgeous colonial, 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, over an acre of land, and has a beautiful pool. And this sold for $1,250. So at this price point in Hopkinton, you can expect a real neighborhood. There's sidewalks, it's a cul-de-sac, and big lots, and place for kids to play and ride their bikes. So here's a nice view of this house, which had 3-car garage under, and it was in excellent condition. It had been really nicely maintained by meticulous owners, and they got it so well prepared for sale. But as you can see, it was built in 2004, so it has high ceilings. They have their French door painted in a dark color. I just love that look. Nice hardwood floors everywhere, kind of a nice ceiling detail in the dining room. and a very pretty kitchen. Stainless appliances, there's a fireplace that you can see in the kitchen. Such a refreshingly beautiful house. We actually got it under contract in the 4th quarter. And I've talked about this here before, like even though we're in the hottest real estate market in history, the 4th quarter prices tend to be a little bit softer. A little bit of a better deal. I was in California on vacation negotiating this deal on the side of a mountain on a hike. There were multiple offers. It was on for 1,250 and it closed for 1.3. Here's a nice view of the family room just off the kitchen and the gorgeous yard. My buyers didn't actually care so much about having a pool. They have 2 little kids, so of course that buyers are thinking about safety and just managing your kids' free time. This pool is in excellent shape. Massachusetts requires that all pools be 100% fenced, so it's absolutely gorgeous. And what my buyers liked about it was they had fenced it separate from the rest of the yard, so they could have the kids go out and play without access to the pool. And there it is from the back with an excellent cover. So that was 3 Stone Crossing Way, which sold for right around 1.3 million. So this house is closing in April. We've gone from Stone Crossing to Cold Spring Brook Road, which is a bit of a mouthful. And this house is on almost 3 acres. It was built in the 80s, but this house was really cute. To me, it looks a little bit like a Hansel and Gretel storybook house, but as you can see, it's really, really charming. So it's on a large parcel. The land actually crosses the brook. Here's the kitchen. Everything was very spacious, which was nice. And the seller had moved out. You can sit outside, you can enjoy the brook, and there's a nice piece of land. Really, really pretty. So now we're upstairs. So again, it was just some unusual design choices. They had added this kind of faux plated ceiling wall, and they had a cool theater over there. And this is the master bedroom, which has a nice fireplace, which obviously they were using. So the basement had been updated more recently than anything else in the house. It was quite nice. It had this nice vinyl plank flooring, and it had this basically a kitchenette, everything except for a stove, which is the law in Massachusetts. You can't turn a single family into a 2-family without going through special zoning, and what makes something a second unit is a stove. So you can do a kitchenette with a sink and a refrigerator. You can put a microwave, which they did. You can have everything, but as long as you don't have a stove, it's not considered another kitchen. And they had a bedroom down here, a couple rooms. So my buyer, the wife is in security. She needed a lot of extra space for secure storage for her consulting business. This worked out great for her. This is a really nice shot from the street. It's on a little cul-de-sac. It's set way back from the road and just an idyllic setting. So this was on for 1.3-ish and it's closing in the mid 1.2s. One more house. I just thought it'd be fun to take a look at something that's a little bit lower price. And this house just sold for $1,020,000, and it's on South Mill Street, built in the late 80s, over like almost 1.5 acres, just about 3,000 square feet, 3 beds, 2.5 baths. And what I like about this house is that it really just blends right in with the landscaping, nice stonework, plenty of places to play basketball in the driveway, nice bright kitchen, but they brought in this kind of dark stained hardwood floor, which I think contrasts so nicely with the skylights bringing in so much natural light and the white cabinets with the white countertop. So I just think this is a very pretty house. So if you're despairing of where you can go and buy something for $1 million in Greater Boston, then let's look at Hopkinton. And also a water view here, very nice open concept, high ceiling, lots of glass. Now I'm guessing this is a seasonal view and that when these trees are filled in, you might not get such a great view of the water. What a pretty sight. So there's a good kind of snapshot of homes you can get between $1 million and $1.3 million. So if you're thinking about moving to Hopkinton or one of the surrounding towns, please reach out as I would love to get a conversation started. And if you're curious about what it's like to work with me, I'm going to share the path that I went along with these buyers that just found me here on this channel. So when they first contacted me, they were relocated here a couple years ago and were renting. They didn't have anything to sell. So that is always nice to know. You don't have to sell to buy. So great. But I did connect them with one of my lenders to get them pre-approved quickly so that as soon as we made an offer, we could put forth a very solid proof of funds, and they knew that they could waive a mortgage contingency. So that really helps in this super tight real estate market that we're experiencing here in Massachusetts in 2024. So we did look at a couple of different homes, and we looked in a couple of different towns. They were weighing their commute options, and they have one daughter in high school and one who's a little bit younger, so they were bearing in mind what their lifestyle was going to look like. And so they ended up going further out than they had originally planned to Hopkinton, but the spot was so idyllic and so pretty that it kind of made sense for them. So we developed a close rapport very quickly, and they have been just a delight to work with, and I'm so excited to get them settled there in April. Once we did make an offer, the seller was tough to negotiate with. He was emotionally attached to the house, and we ended up putting together a really good deal, and I think we all felt great about it at the end, and that's important. So if you have other thoughts or comments, please share it below, and I'll see you in the next video, and thank you as always for watching.